Dinosaurs are some of the most fascinating animals to ever exist, but among them, one group truly stands out: the sauropods. These were the long-necked, long-tailed giants of the Mesozoic era, and they include record breakers like Argentinosaurus, Brachiosaurus, and Diplodocus. Some of them stretched over 100 feet in length and weighed more than 70 tons, larger than any animal to ever walk on land. But gigantism comes with serious challenges. How do you eat enough food to fuel such a massive body? How do you breathe efficiently when your lungs are buried inside such a large chest cavity? And how do you keep from overheating under the hot Jurassic sun? In his book, The Rise and Fall of the Dinosaurs, paleontologist Steve Brusatte highlights 5 key evolutionary innovations that allowed sauropods to overcome these challenges and become undisputed giants of the prehistoric world. Today, we're going to explore these 5 adaptations that made sauropods evolutionary marvels. The first and most obvious feature is the sauropod's neck. These necks could be longer than a school bus in some species, giving them a unique advantage. A long neck meant sauropods could feed over a wide area without expending much energy moving their colossal bodies. They could browse high in treetops like giraffes, sweep across shrubs and ferns at ground level, or even feed at mid-level vegetation, all from a single spot. This feeding envelope was massive, and it gave them access to a wide variety of plants. The neck was made possible by a series of elongated vertebrae that were reinforced with internal air sacs, which reduced their weight. Without this clever engineering, lifting and moving such an enormous neck would have been impossible. This adaptation meant sauropods could fuel their large bodies with an almost non-stop buffet, which was essential since many species probably needed hundreds of pounds of vegetation every single day. Growing to gigantic sizes didn't just help sauropods reach the treetops, it also helped them survive predators. Fossil evidence suggests that sauropods grew at an astonishing pace, reaching near adult sizes in just 20 to 30 years. This rapid growth was critical for survival. A tiny hatchling sauropod, no bigger than a dog, would have been easy prey for a hungry theropod like Allosaurus, but by growing quickly, they outpaced the window of vulnerability. The bigger they became, the fewer predators dared to attack them. Studies of bone microstructure reveal growth rings similar to tree rings. These show that sauropods didn't grow slowly like modern reptiles. Instead, their growth was more comparable to that of mammals and modern-day birds, steady and fast. In a world filled with carnivorous dinosaurs, speed of growth was often the difference between life and death. Next, let's talk about breathing. With bodies the size of buildings, sauropods needed a way to bring in enough oxygen to fuel their massive bulk. Mammals, including us, breathe in and out through the same airways, which means fresh air mixes with stale air. This system is good enough for smaller animals, but it would have never supported a sauropod. Instead, sauropods evolved a highly efficient respiratory system, very similar to that of modern-day birds. Their lungs worked with one-way airflow, where oxygen-rich air constantly flowed in a loop rather than being inhaled and exhaled in the same path. This meant their lungs were always supplied with fresh oxygen, maximizing efficiency. This adaptation was a lifesaver for sauropods, giving them the oxygen levels necessary to keep their enormous hearts pumping, their muscles fueled, and their giant bodies active in warm Jurassic and Cretaceous climates. Even with efficient lungs, there's another problem: weight. Supporting a body weighing tens of tons would be nearly impossible if every bone was solid. That's why sauropods developed hollow, lightweight bones. Their vertebrae in particular were riddled with air pockets which reduced their weight without sacrificing strength. This same trick is used by birds today, whose skeletons are reinforced but hollow to allow for flight. For sauropods, this meant their colossal skeletons were manageable. Their necks could extend incredible lengths without being unbearably heavy, and their bodies could grow to extreme sizes without collapsing under their own bulk. It was nature's perfect balance of strength and weight reduction, allowing sauropods to tower over every other animal in their ecosystem. Finally, one of the most ingenious adaptations sauropods had was their system of internal air sacs. These weren't just to help them breathe. These sacs acted like a built-in cooling system. Giant animals generate a lot of body heat, and overheating is a deadly risk. The air sacs, which spread throughout their bodies, helped circulate air and regulate temperature. They dissipated heat and prevented sauropods from cooking from the inside out. This biological air conditioning allowed them to remain active in warm climates, supporting their huge size and high metabolism. Without it, their bulk would have been made more of a burden than an advantage. So what made sauropods the ultimate giants of the Mesozoic? It was a combination of 5 extraordinary adaptations: long necks that let them feed across wide areas with minimal movement, fast growth rates that helped them outgrow danger, bird-like lungs that delivered oxygen with incredible efficiency, hollow bones that kept their skeletons light yet strong, and finally air sacs that cooled their massive bodies and kept them stable. Together, these evolutionary breakthroughs formed the perfect blueprint for gigantism. They allowed sauropods to push the boundaries of what's physically possible for life on land, making them not just survivors, but record holders in the history of life. Even today, no land animal has come close to matching their size. Sauropods remain a reminder just how creative evolution can be when faced with the challenge of building a giant. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed learning about the secrets behind sauropod gigantism, be sure to hit that like button, subscribe for more deep dives into prehistoric life, and drop a comment down below with your favorite sauropod. Until next time, keep exploring the ancient past.